what you do in the night is very, very important for your skin, because that's the time when your skin rejuvenates.
Yeah.
So your nighttime routine is very critical. And then what you put on your skin during the day is also very critical.
Welcome to Wellness Waves Undiluted. I'm your host, Lika.
And I'm your co-host, Monica.
So today's topic, do you want to do the honors?
Yes, today we want to talk about skincare. And that means different things for different people, but it's an important topic. I think we don't talk enough about it. And so we felt we should just skim the surface a little bit in this episode and start a discussion around skincare. So, Lika.
I've decided to throw
it back to you.
Okay.
Yes.
Skincare. So for me, skincare is pretty broad. I'm lucky enough that I get people say, oh, you have nice skin, your face is very smooth, stuff like that. What products do you use? That came up a lot when I was writing my book.
Exactly.
Yes, I noticed a change in my skin tone. So there are two different things for me. You know, when I talk about skincare, are we talking about the reflection, complexion, or are we talking about, you know, like acne and stuff that you could have on your skin? So for mine, the major change that happened for me in terms of skincare, or the aspect of skincare that a lot of people refer to, was my skin tone. I had a more darker look when I wasn't doing anything to take care of my health, in comparison with when I did, you know. And I realized it's because I started paying attention to doing scrubs, trying to take care of my skin in terms of like using products that would help with evening my skin tone and stuff like that. But in terms of skin clarity or having acne or stuff like that, I would say that for me, a lot of it is hereditary, right? I never really had breakouts even during puberty and stuff like that. And I want to say to a large extent that helped with my skin clarity.
Okay, so for me, when I say skincare, it's a very holistic, it's a total package kind of thing.
Yeah.
And one thing we have to realize is that at different points of life, well, let's home it in, let's talk around women, you know, at different age brackets, there are different things your skin needs. But one thing that is very, very important is consistency. So if, for example, your younger puberty has its own issues for some people when you talk about acne and breakouts and things like that and managing that, and then you move on to midlife, there's a different kind of routine, and then later on in life, you know, there's also a different regimen. So you have to be very conscious that there are different things we do at different points in time, and different products we use for different reasons. So for me, you know, when I talk about skincare, you have to be consistent, you have to have a routine, and you have to actually do it. You don't take care of your skin by not doing anything.
Of course.
And that's not, I'm not talking about necessarily using products that alter different things, but using products that help your skin maintain the tone, the clarity, and it reflects, you know, like you rightly said, when you're taking care of yourself, it shows on your skin. And what you do in your youth, which a lot of people don't realize, shows up later in life. If you're somebody that has been taking care of your skin, it'll show up later. So at a younger age, people need to be conscious of the fact that they need to take care of the skin. So what are we talking about? We're talking about cleansing, moisturizing, and protecting. So for example, what you notice a lot of people do is makeup. Makeup is not skincare.
Of course.
Aha.
Of course.
But a lot of people will use makeup to cover, which is okay.
Yeah.
But as
So
you
that's-
cover,
yeah,
you cover for that period of time, you also know there's a routine you need to stick to. So I would tell people that nighttime, what you do in the night is very, very important for your skin, because that's the time when your skin rejuvenates.
Yeah.
So your nighttime routine is very critical. And then what you put on your skin during the day is also very critical. So we're talking a lot now about sunscreens, people using sunscreens to protect your skin. We're talking about making sure you cleanse, make sure you're moisturizing and you're protecting. And even the type of makeup that you use would also affect your skincare. There are those products that could use that would block your pores, that would make you more prone to acne, for example. And that's something we need to look out for a lot.
Are they usually written in the bottles or the
Some of the products will tell you that they're dermatologically tested. So what that tells you is that a dermatologist has reviewed the product and has found it acceptable, because when you block the pores, that could lead you to have acne breakouts, for example. So there are foundations, concealers that are very heavy, that will give you that look you want when you're in front of the lights or you're going for an event or not. So many of them tend to block the pores, so your skin is not breathing.
Yeah.
And what that does over time, if you don't remove it properly, is you now end up with breakouts.
Yeah.
I know how sensitive I am. There are products I've used. I put it on once, I feel it. The second time I have a breakout and I know to stop. So for example, not too long ago, there was an eyeshadow I was using. Very nice. It looks beautiful. Then the next thing, you're having black circles.
Wow.
I had to. I was like, so you have to be very observant and very conscious, you know. And sometimes it's not even about how expensive or how cheap the product is. It's about how you react to it. So you also have to be conscious about what works for you and how your skin is reacting to it. You know, there are some products you would use that contain like plant-based products. You put it on and immediately you start having a reaction, for example. So you know to stop. And so one has to be very conscious, deliberate, intentional about what you use, how you use it, when you use it, and what works for you. But that routine and that consistency, you will see some people, you walk into their bedrooms, they have dressing table full of products. All sorts of products. But you go out for an event, you come back, you don't take the makeup off, you sleep with it on, and then you expect to have,
you expect to have a live skin. You know, I used to tell people that you just what you were saying, you know, our skin breathes.
Yes.
Right? So you have to, all these things you do, the makeup and everything is clogging
your pores.
System, clogging your pores. You know, it's not allowing it breathe. So if you don't make room in between, but I think now many people have that culture to even do very little makeup or no makeup at all. Like I, for example, I hardly do makeup. I can do months without any makeup. In fact, I only make up if it's an event. So I won't make up just randomly. I don't know. I think mine really, I won't even say it came from, let me not even try and form as if it came from
anything.
From health, the wellness reasons. Mine was more of, I realized that when I make up, I wasn't good at it. That's making myself up.
Okay.
And I realized every time I made up, I looked older. Like I didn't like how it looked on me. I just felt I looked older. So that made me, so when I'm not with makeup, people say, oh, you look so nice, you look so young. You know, when you're getting older, you want to be hearing you look young. So, you know, I liked those kind of compliments, which I didn't get when I had makeup on. So I'm like, sure, the whole idea of makeup is supposed to make me improve and enhance. In my case, it's not enhancing. So truly, that's my secret. Today I've dropped the secret. That's my secret to stopping makeup.
You see, it varies for different people, you know. And even when you're doing makeup, first getting the right shade, applying it properly, using the products properly, you know, there's a technique and a way around some of those things. So if you're not using the right shade, for example, you might not get the effect that you want. When you want a natural look, which is nice, you know, there are formulas that would help you enhance that natural look. But of course, you feel comfortable in your own skin, there's nothing wrong with it, and it looks good. So I mean, that's basically it.
There's no issue.
There's no issue around that.
So in terms of products, let's go, we did a session already on natural products. What would you say are some products that, without giving kudos to anybody or marketing anybody's brand, but what would you say are some products that you would advise?
In the natural realm, well, you're saying natural, or you just mean products?
No, both products, because we can't call names.
No,
so
I'm not calling
except
brand
you're saying
names.
shea butter, for example.
Okay,
I rub shea butter. That's my cream for my body.
We've had that conversation. If you have very dry skin, you know,
and it works like magic.
Works for some people. Shea butter, coconut oil, these are all moisturizing, you know, products that can be helpful. But let me start from, so when we talk about skincare, let me start from the cleansing part, you know. So when you're wanting to cleanse, you know, a lot of people use the black soaps now. Again, you have to look closely at that formulation. A lot of people use the black soaps. A lot of people use products that are good for sensitive skin. So when you're cleansing, you don't want anything that has too much perfume. Because some skins would react to that perfume. So you want to be as friendly and as careful as possible, so that whatever you're using to, and I'm talking about your face now, to wash and cleanse your face, does not cause you more problems. So you cleanse. But one thing that people have to realize, soap and water alone does not give you that cleanse
at all. You know, when you realize it, when you use soap and water to clean makeup, and then you now take a cleanser and clean. It will be like you did not even wash your face.
So that's something. We're not talking about product line, so let me just leave it. So even if you do the soap and water, you need a proper cleanser. There's some people that talk about micellar waters, and there are other products that you can use. But also around the eye, like there's petroleum jelly is very good for removing makeup.
Yeah, I've heard.
It works. Petroleum jelly can take off the makeup very easily. It's lashes, eye powders, eyeliner, you know, all of that, because you want to take everything off. So let's say you do the cleanse routine, then a lot of people tone with different products. When I say tone, I'm not talking about bleaching. They just tone to maintain the skin pH. And then you're talking about moisturizing. So if for the day, if you look at brands, you would usually see products for day and products for night. There's a reason for that. But when you look closely at the day products, for example, you're looking, especially in this geography, you're looking for something that should have some sun protection factors, SPF. So usually what you do is you moisturize, then you have a product that has some skin, some blocking, some capacity to block from SPF. I usually do either between 30 to 50.
Me, I do 50.
SPF 30 to 50, because some of those things make you so hot. So you have to be careful.
And I met someone recently who told me, please, they tell us if you know good research on it, saying that sunscreen products can cause skin cancer.
You see, there are always different schools of thought to different things. The sun rays itself causes skin cancer. That's the reason why we have sun protection. So if we're now saying that the sun protection products are causing skin cancer, I'll go and check up on that.
Nice one,
but the rays of the sun directly on us is causing skin cancer. So that is part of the reason why we try to block the effect of the sun rays on the skin. So let's go and check that other
And
part
confirm.
and confirm that. So you do the protection and you have moisturizing. So depending on what your skin age is, you know, because at different age brackets, there are more things you would want to do or less things.
Yeah.
So let's move to night. So night you do, because during the day you're going to apply, if you're doing foundation, if you're doing powder, if you're not, you're just moisturizing, sun protection, you're off. If you're adding the makeup, that's fine. Then in the evening you're taking off, and then you're doing a night routine.
Yeah.
Night routine, you have to have a product that would moisturize and that would help the skin rejuvenate. So depending on your age, you could be doing a peptide containing product, you could be doing something with hyaluronic acid, you could be doing something with retinoic acid, because these help with older skin to prevent wrinkles and sagging and that. And then you're also doing something around your eyes for your eye care. So that's breaking it down. So when you do that at night, the skin, when you're sleeping, your skin has the capacity to rejuvenate itself. That, for me, is one of the most critical things in skincare. Sleeping with makeup on is a no-no.
It's a no-no.
Remove your makeup, put on something that will help the skin to rejuvenate. And what you see is people that pay attention to their skin in their 20s and 30s, it shows later on in life.
Yeah.
Some people are born with naturally beautiful skin. They don't do anything. They'll tell you, oh, I just use petroleum jelly. Fine.
Great.
But, and I've told quite a few people, you have beautiful skin, but you need to have a skincare routine. If not, later in life, you will see that beautiful skin you have is no longer looking as beautiful as it was, because there are certain things that you did not maintain. You know, and so, you know, consistency, getting the right products, knowing what works for you, because even in that skincare space, people are allergic and react differently to different products.
Some might work for me, not work for you.
Exactly. So you have to look and see what works for you. Routine is consistent. And then when you have issues, address the issues. Some of us earlier on, when we were younger, we had the acne. You dealt with that. You know, and if you have that kind, you need to get to a dermatologist and get the right recommendations. There are products that can help, and it's not by just covering it up. You have to really be very deliberate and get help to address. But there's also just the normal acne that comes with puberty and with age. And when you're in that situation, the most important thing is keeping the skin clean. Yeah. Because when you have acne breakouts and you're covering the pores with makeup, it's making it worse. It's not addressing the problem. So hopefully that's helpful.
Yes, I really enjoyed you creating or putting light in this conversation. I think it's also a conversation that there's no we would say correct answer, because it just depends on what works for you, as you rightly said, at different times or points in time. Like, I know when I was younger, I didn't pay so much attention to these things, but as I got older, I knew I needed to pay more attention to making sure I clean my face, the routine of morning, routine at night, you know, all of that. And a no-brainer, and something we should try not to even do, is sleep with makeup. So
sleeping with makeup, and then nutrition and hydration. Very key. Hydration in particular, you know, I mean,
it shows everything on the skin.
It shows on the skin. Everything shows on the skin. So what you drink, what you eat, also has an effect. So if you are doing a lot of the greasy things, a lot of foods that are high in the fats, you know, then you're more likely to have breakouts. So that also tells. And then when you do when you hydrate, you drink a lot of water, it helps to clean out the system, and that also shows up in your skin. So there are many things, but very important to be consistent. You know, a lot of people, you know, you have an event, you have a makeup artist, they've come in, they've paid, they've done the makeup for you. I'm not going to take it off. I'm keeping it on for 2-3 days.
Honestly. And that happens, though. That happens. So you're going with my field now and photo shoots. So you just come, you know, you've done the whole makeup for the photo shoot, and you're just thinking, so this photo shoot is only 3 hours. So now it's all gone. And I used to always advise my clients, I'll say, go out tonight. They'll be like, which go out? I'm using it for work tomorrow.
So that's part of the problem. So
really, those are the issues. After you spend 50K or more on makeup for 3 hours, be like, nah, I'm not removing this anytime soon.
I think we see a little bit of a shift in the way. I mean, I stand to be corrected, but used to be. People were paying more attention to the makeup. I think people are paying a little bit more attention to the skincare.
Yes, and even the type of makeup. You don't see people just allow makeup artists now to just say use anything on my face.
You see exactly the type of products. And again, we can't talk about skincare without saying something about skin tone and bleaching.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm not being judgmental. I'm neither for or against, but I think people. So, for example, if you're using different products, there are products that have the potential and the capacity to change your skin color, your skin tone, and then you have people that are a bit extreme doing things that are affecting their health. We know what we're talking about. So, there are a range of products. Some of them are natural, like the fruit acids, the glycolic acids. The hydroquinones, which we're moving out of the arbuteins. These are some of the actives, the vitamin C's. These are products that people can use and they affect your skin color. We see different language in the space: brightening, lightening, whitening. Brightening, lightening, whitening, whatever you want to call it, it is what it is. But the only thing I tell people is, just watch what is happening to your skin. There are people that will be using products that are causing them harm and they don't stop. So, for example, if you use a product on your body and you start to have breakouts, or you start to burn, or you start to have hot sensations, stop. Right?
Well, you actually feel like
you
burn.
will actually feel it doing something. You will feel it. I've seen quite a few things, and people don't stop. So you wonder, when that reaction started, when that reaction started and you didn't stop, there's an implication and a ramification. So you have to be very conscious about whatever product you're using is doing for you and to you.
Yeah.
So this might not be the best thing for me, and so you ditch it. And sometimes that's why you'll see people with an array of products and not being consistent. So that's one thing to really look at very closely. There's some that go to the extreme of taking shots or going in for chemical
bath.
The
one that's like a bath.
So a dose of caution, I mean, people are adults, but you have to be careful with some things, because when the skin itself is a protective barrier.
Yeah.
So when you break it down to the point that it no longer offers that protection, there could be health implications, right?
Yeah.
And this whitening, lightening, brightening is not only a black thing. The Asians do more of.
Yeah.
Like the Japanese, the Japanese, that Asian, they do more. Because even when you go if you travel internationally and you look and you go to the cosmetic bars, and you will see there are products for that range.
In fact, yeah.
Yes, they do more of
it.
And
it's
made by them. It's so it's not as if it's only it's a black thing. It's, and then sometimes you wonder, I mean, there's an argument for or against. I mean, just whatever you do, just make sure it's not causing you harm. It's not causing you harm.
Okay. I think we have been able to dive into this topic. I'm sure it's a topic we'll still talk about in the future, probably get a guest, probably also discuss it from a different angle. Absolutely. But we just wanted to throw some light on the topic, and it's a topic that is about wellness. It's a topic that affects us, like affects us very closely.
Yes.
And we just wanted to dive into it, touch on it a bit, and leave it out there for you to comment and give your own opinions regarding the topic.
Awesome.
If there's also any product, we're not marketing any products per se, but if there is anything you feel has worked for you as an individual, maybe you had a very severe acne and you used a specific product, especially if it's plant-based products or something natural, would love you to share in the comments. I would always use that disclaimer that what worked for A might not work for B. But yeah, it would be good to keep the conversation going. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification button, share, tell a friend, like, share, and keep the community of the Wellness Waves Undiluted going.
Thank you very much.
So much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.